Thanks, everyone, for coming back for another segment of The MCR. Mac and me, my name's TJ. And in this segment, I just kind of wanted to touch on an article from the Gateway Pundit. As most of you should know by now, that's one of my favorite websites and news sources. And the Gateway Pundit they just ran an article in regards to a few months back when that horrible incident in Tennessee near Nashville. They called this this trans person, the Nashville shooter, a she that had transgendered to a he, and the ongoing struggle here is release release her manifesto, okay? And for whatever reason, well, we think we know the reason, but until we see the manifesto, we have to speculate, as to the reason. But the powers that be just don't want to release it, and now I guess just recently they've released the autopsy report, and in this regard, I don't know. I don't know what releasing the autopsy report does other than prove that he was a she initially or something. I don't know.
Well, I think I know. See, by releasing that, they kind of kicked the can down the road on releasing the manifesto because they're giving you information. At least they're not staying completely quiet about it.
Oh yeah, blah 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 blah.
Plus, do you remember the Las Vegas shooter?
Yes.
That guy was a ghost. They knew nothing about that guy. There was no
man.
And that just disappeared.
Off topic, I do remember that as far as who is this guy, and oddly enough, I think that was at a Jason Aldean concert, the same Jason Aldean we talked on a previous segment last week. Yeah. So, but and you and I discussed this before we began the segment here. The you made the comment that it shows where this individual was shot as the police were taking him down, and you said something, Mac, that kind of got me thinking at the last minute, because you made mention that in the autopsy report it reported a headshot or a head wound.
Yeah, I believe that's what I read.
Okay, I gotta wonder, and when you told me that, I started wondering, might this have been released to somehow make it look like the police took this individual out? I mean, well, of course they took him out, but intentionally took him out. You know what I'm saying?
You mean so they would talk no more?
Yes.
Well, that implies a big conspiracy because the two officers involved would have to be part of this conspiracy, and I don't see any evidence of that.
Well, the head wound.
Well, I mean,
yeah, you could get shot anywhere, really.
Yeah.
Heck, you know what? I had a head wound. But I was just thinking, and maybe you're correct, or at least we're telling you something. Why the issue of releasing the autopsy but not the manifesto?
I don't remember the autopsy being released in any of these other shooters.
I mean,
so there's got to be some thought process or method to the madness of releasing this autopsy. Well, yeah, other than, like you said, other than to show that he was a she, and so what? You killed kids and you killed some teachers. I don't know who you are.
And there's speculation that when she took what was it, testosterone or whatever?
Yeah.
That the result may have not been the best.
Well, men who have too much testosterone tend to be violent.
Yeah. It's just one of these things where I just don't understand why the importance of releasing the autopsy, and something weird, and I don't know if there's truth to this or not. if it's being made up, and I don't know if you heard anything about this, Mac, but they're saying even the Covenant School was not in favor of releasing the manifesto because it might have indicated some of the shortcomings of the school's security.
Well, I think that's closing the barn door after the horse is out.
Yeah.
So they'd rather hide the truth, and I'll say shame on them. They would rather hide the truth in favor of reducing their liability, which I don't see how that would happen.
Well, I guess maybe the manifesto might confirm suspicions as to the level of that school's security and what are the ramifications of that. You
We
know,
have a viewer who has a conspiracy theory of sorts on this topic, that they, whoever they are, deep state, because they want our firearms, they want chaos, they want fear, because this makes people fall into line, as we saw in 2020. People got afraid of something and they fell right in line. In fact, I still see people wearing masks to this day.
Me too.
But
yesterday,
his theory is that the deep state are creating these scenarios by sicking these people on us. They get them all ginned up. Like, for instance, I heard one of the theories was that this person thought that there was a genocide against trans people. What genocide?
Well, and you know what? Cans. And to support that theory, in after this incident, I felt like it was being said, see, this is what you get.
Yeah, right. But so, the idea, where's the idea? Where did this person get? Obviously, they're not mentally well, but where did they get the idea there is a genocide? What evidence is there that there is a genocide against trans people? But you know what? If you find a nutter and you drill it into their head and then you let them loose on us, I think he's got there's something to what he said.
You know what? I wouldn't dispute that.
Can't prove it, but
in any event, that's kind of all I got on this topic. I just don't understand that logic there, that train of thought. Boy, I tell you what, they're holding on to that manifesto with a tight fist. And
I would ask this of our viewing audience: tell us what you think, why they might do this. We've given a couple examples, but let us know.
We have our theories, but until you see the manifesto, a lot of what we suppose or suggest
well, this is my level of distrust for our government now. Will we ever see it?
Yeah,
and
you know what?
If we see it, will it be the real one?
Well, yeah, that too, for sure. I just man, who knows at this point? All right, so much for all the speculation and theorizing and whatever else. We'll call this one a wrap. Thanks everyone for your support, and we'll be looking for you in our next segment. As always, be safe, watch your six, and don't tread on me.